Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning to everyone. Dr. Farid, Prof. Hefner, Dr. Zulkifli, Pak Zainal, friends, participants of the second conference on civil Islam, prospect and challenges in the 21st century. Of course, we are aware that this is the third day and the last day of our conference today. We have had several interesting talks and discussions, new ideas being challenged, critical points have been raised, and today we are going to have another session, the final session, with distinguished speakers, and the topic of the discussion today is post-Islamism, potential and challenges. Another interesting point to discuss, I'm sure we can still recall the introduction speak, the welcoming speak by Dr. Farid himself, which he also touched about the issue of post-Islamism. And today we're going to have an even more detailed discussion. But before we go more detail into post-Islamism, of course, as a brief introduction, we try to understand again a bit what do we mean about Islamism. So as most other isms, Islamism, of course, is also an ideology. Even more, to explain more, it is actually a political ideology. It's not something new. Obviously, Islamism has shaped a Muslim society, and it can go back to the colonial times as a very important movement of an anti-colonial movement since the early 1920s, most notably the initial mobilization of the Muslim Brotherhood, which later expanded to various countries, various Muslim countries in the whole world. It has shaped a lot of organization, mobilization of young people, student groups, and of course political parties, to the point even after the period of colonization. Even after the shaping of the modern nation states in most Muslim countries, Islamism as an agenda still roots strongly in the political parties, and you can say even until now. However, understanding that Islamism as an ideology of political organization, mainly responding to anti-colonial situations, as most Muslim countries have achieved independence, its relevance maybe can be questioned because the challenges are different. Now, Muslims are actually capable to govern themselves. How are they going to manage the situation of economy? How can they manage to ensure a prosperous society? Thus, with new challenges, of course, it is expected that new solutions must be found. So, one thing that maybe we can consider is what we can call post-Islamism. Not so much as the discourse of Islamism, which focus a lot on Islamic states, focus a lot on strict religious Sharia law and Islamic law, but post-Islamism is usually associated to more values such as inclusivity, democracy, and of course, social justice. But understanding this to be the situation, over almost 100 years of Islamism has been the major ideology among Muslims. How are academics, political activists, politicians can reconstruct the political ideal of Muslims to respond to the current needs and challenges of the time? How can this new idea capture the imagination of Muslims? And more importantly, and most crucially, how can a new ideal set to mobilize Muslim? Because when it comes to politics, of course, it's not just within the realm of ideas. It must also have their relevance and the capability and the strength and the power to, in a way, manage the society and create changes, positive changes, particularly in society, particularly Muslim society in the 21st century. So with this brief introduction, I would like to call I would like to introduce our speakers for today's forum. Once again, we are going to have Professor Robert Hefner from Boston University. He has talked in 2 sessions before. For those who did not attend the previous session, maybe we have new participants joining. Professor Robert Hefner, he's from Boston University. He has written extensively about a lot of topics related to Islam, and particularly in Southeast Asia, especially in Indonesia. The second speaker would be Dr. Zainal Abidin Bagir. He is the director of the Center of Religious and Cross-Cultural Studies in Yogyakarta, Indonesia, in Gadjah Mada University. He has also written a lot when it comes to studies related to Islam and religion in more general. And of course, last but not least, we have Dr. Zulkifli Ahmad, definitely quite a familiar face and also presence in IRF events. Once again, we are honored to have Dr. Zulkifli Ahmad. He's the Strategy Director of Parti Amanah Negara, an Islamist Democrat, and former MP of Kuala Selangor. Dr. Zulkifli has also authored Striving for Change, the Blind Spot series, and Najibnomics, Rahmat atau Malapetaka. I'm not going to answer the question. Dr. Zulkifli is among the politicians who at the same time is actively writing books, and he's also an active scholar as well. So that is not too common among Malaysian politicians. So we are honored to have him here, and just saying it again. And he is a prominent Islamist leader that promotes Islamist Democrat agenda even while in past before. So without explaining more, I think I would like to call upon the first speaker, Professor Robert Hefner, to give out his opinion about the topic today. Welcome.